Welcome back, viewers. You're watching Times Now. I am Meenakshi Upreti. Our top focus is the Karnataka, the Bengaluru Stampede tragedy, the aftermath, the probe, and all the unanswered questions, viewers, which remain. Remember, 11 young lives were snuffed out in the tragic stampede at Bengaluru's Chinnaswamy Stadium on Wednesday evening. The youngest of them was Divyanshi, who was just 14 years old, and the oldest amongst them was 29-year-old Kamakshi Devi. Young, promising lives cut short. Their only fault, they came to cheer for the RCB and celebrate its historic IPL title victory. A day after the incident, first FIR in the case has been registered last evening. Now it names RCB, event management firm, that's DNA Entertainment Network, and also the Karnataka State Cricket Association Administrative Committee as the accused. As per the FIR, they went ahead with the event despite no permission being granted. It says that organizers failed to maintain and manage the crowd and posts on free passes which were put out, the posts which were put out by the RCB, claiming that is what led to the overcrowding. The government has informed the High Court that the FIR has been transferred to the state CID and that directions have been issued to constitute an SIT. Chief Minister Siddaramaiah has announced that officials of RCB DNA and Karnataka State Cricket Association will be arrested. He also announced suspension of top police officials. The suspended police officers include Bengaluru Police Commissioner B Dayananda, Additional Commissioner of Police, that's Central Division, Mr. Shekhar, ACB Khabban Park Division, that is Balakrishna, and also Inspector Girish. So we have some breaking news coming in, viewers, as far as this entire, saga is concerned, the fiasco is concerned. What's happening at the latest, as we were telling you, that after action on top cops in Bengaluru, what has happened is that the Bengaluru new top cop, that is the Bengaluru commissioner, the police commissioner, has taken charge. Bengaluru gets the new police chief, and he has taken charge. That's Seemanth Singh, who you can see on your screens taking charge. After government's action on top cops, Bengaluru police commissioner has taken charge. So that's the latest coming in at the moment. What happens to the probe? How is it going to go forward with obviously the new chief taking charge? We have my colleague Neha who's joining us with more details in the same. Neha, the new Bangalore police chief taking charge, what does this mean, for the investigation, the case going forwards? Give us more detail really into that.
Well, that's right. Even as you have now, senior IPS officer Dayananda B there being suspended, the Bengaluru, of course, city on the whole is going to be now seeing a new police commissioner. In fact, Seemanth Kumar Singh, very senior IPS officer from the 96 batch, would now be taking charge of Bengaluru city. Of course, he's held many prominent posts in the past as well, being the commissioner of Mangaluru. He's also, in fact, been the SP there of Ballari and Dakshin Kannada districts as well. He's held a host of important posts. They're quite a senior officer himself. What we're being told, of course, as far as the investigation goes right now, is that all 5 senior police officers who got suspended yesterday were suspended on charges of dereliction of duty. But remember, of course, this is quite startling here because the stark contrast of what's happened in 24 hours. It was on the day of the stampede that we heard from the Deputy Chief Minister saying that our police officers have done their best, that they've of course put in their best efforts, but 24 hours later the same police officers that he was referring to have now been suspended. There's also, in fact, very concerning fact here, wherein earlier, while speaking to us on the day of the stampede, the Deputy Chief Minister had mentioned that about 5,000 police personnel were deployed. However, that official report there that we have accessed now, that's been submitted to the government, says that only about 1,300 odd police personnel were deployed on ground. Now, of course, just look at the disproportion here for a crowd of about 2.5 lakh having just 1,300 police personnel on ground. Understandably so, even against the police's advice, to, of course, host or to, of course, have this particular event here, the victory parade, the government still went ahead, and now they've been made.
Those are all the unanswered questions, and obviously, those questions, the burning questions, still remain, and that's obviously one of our top focuses when it comes to the Bangalore stampede, the aftermath as to who gave the permission, was the permission given or not? What about the netas? is it that there is buck passing in the case which is still continuing? Those are big questions, burning questions which we are looking at, viewers. But what's the latest? Let's take a look at the latest arrest. So 3 people have been arrested. Who are these 3 people? We are running their visuals and also their designations on the screen. 3 big arrests have been made by the Karnataka police, and that is something which we broke earlier for our viewers as well. This is the director and vice president of the DNA networks, and this is the event management company which was responsible for the particular event. Also, we also have another big name which has now emerged. Head of marketing and revenue of the RCB has been arrested. Arunil is also live with us. Arunil, can you give us more details into these 3 arrests? Who are the 3 who have been arrested and the significance of their arrest?
Well, Nikhil Sosle is the head of marketing of RCB. His name was mentioned in the FIR as well. And CM Siddaramaiah had said that all those under the ambit of investigation, they soon will be arrested and a formal questioning will be taking place. The second one is Sunil Matthew. He is the vice president of DNA Networks. Times Now was there at the office of DNA Networks, the event company which manages or is related to the Royal Challengers Bangalore. Third one is Mr. Kiran. He's also related to the DNA networks. Now, we understand that there are several other people on whom the ambit of the purview of investigation also comes into the picture. The Bangalore police were at the residence of Mr. A. Shankar, the honorary secretary of the Karnataka State Cricket Association. Times Now questioned him yesterday as well. In fact, the new police commissioner of Bangalore, Seemanth Singh, he was here at the residence of the Karnataka Home Minister to meet him, to formally basically take charge as well. 1996 batch IPS officer. He replaces Mr. Dayananda with, we Times Now basically questioned Mr. Dayananda as well. What has been appalling or startling to see in the entire proceedings of this case till now is that the commissioner of Bangalore has been removed. Onus is put on him. Senior officers of Bangalore police are being removed. But what the Karnataka government is saying that we have nothing to do with it. We are washing off our hands. It was the RCB which was responsible for security. It was the Bangalore police that was responsible for security. It is extremely baffling to understand this. This is clearly laughable as well. The reason for that is 2.5 lakh people gather at an iconic Chinnaswamy Stadium. The Deputy CM of Karnataka, Mr. D.K. Kumar, is very much present and doing photo ops with the ace cricketers like Virat Kohli and the other stars of RCB. But here, be it CM Siddaramaiah or be it Home Minister Mr. Parmeshwar, they've been saying that the government has nothing to do with it. Basically, when the Advocate General was presenting inside the courtroom as well, they put the entire onus on RCB, saying that RCB invited everybody. They put up a post saying that free tickets are available, and in the FIR as well, all the stakeholders have been, we have confronted all of them. They have been named, rightly so, but the government, the Congress government in Karnataka has kept itself out of the investigation. How the government cannot be blamed for it, for such kind of a grand event happening. The ministers also present over there. The police obviously has been handled by the Home Ministry, but yes, it seems like it is an act of convenience from the Congress government in Karnataka.
And these 3 arrests, is this an act of convenience? Is it that, the government is trying to absolve itself of all the blame? And what's the latest, viewers? Why don't you stay with us both, Arunil and Neha? Because, viewers, the state government there has formed a one-man judicial commission to investigate the stampede, which will submit its report in a month. It will be headed by a retired Karnataka court judge. The commission has been tasked with investigating the lapses in planning, coordination, and also crowd management. Now, to a question on why the ADGP intelligence, that's, Seemanth Nimbalkar, wasn't acted against as it was total intelligence failure, the Chief Minister basically replied by saying that action will be taken once this investigation report comes out in open.
DGP of the state and DGP and IGP of the state to arrest immediately the RCB representative, the DNA event managers, the person representing KSCA, Karnataka State Cricket Association. The Cabinet has taken a decision to suspend immediately the CPI of the Kabban Park Police Station and ACP of that particular area. DCP of Central Division Allah, Deputy Commissioner of Police, Assistant Commissioner of Police, and who is in charge of the stadium, and Commissioner of Police of Bengaluru City.
And viewers, virtually everyone has been blamed for the incident, but it's the Chief Minister's deputy who was there at the event remains untouched. The BJP has slammed the Congress government. They're asking questions saying that the responsibility, according to BJP, squarely lies with the Chief Minister and his deputy, as the police would not act on their own. The BJP has also referred to the remarks of the Deputy Chief Minister Kumar, who commended the police on the day of the incident. BJP now asks, what changed in 24 hours that the Congress decided to suspend its top police officials?
We appeal to all of them to still to be calm.
How many people died?
That is why we cut off a lot of programs were there. We didn't want to continue with the program. Only within 10 minutes with one round we just closed it. And we appeal even in the metros, whatever the metros has been jammed. We are not able to start. We are taking a little bit time to see that everything comes to the normal position. I don't blame my police department. They have done their best.
Viewers, Times Now has also accessed a letter with the KSCA, that is the Karnataka State Cricket Association, which it wrote to the state government. It sought permission for the felicitation event held on the steps of Vidhana Soudha. Now, the permission was granted on the morning of the celebration day. So, was there a delay in giving the permission itself? That's the big question which remains. However, Times Now also has learned that there was no permission for the event at the Chinnaswamy Stadium. And the question obviously arises, why was Deputy Chief Minister Kumar at the forefront of an event which did not have any permission from his own police? Times Now has also learned that the cops had requested for a postponement, saying that they were not ready to make the arrangements at such a short notice. Police are also saying that RCB team went ahead and announced the parade on social media without informing them. But why was there such a tearing hurry when the cops themselves were not prepared? Furthermore, it is learned that the State Home Minister had agreed with the assessment of the police, where it was reportedly overruled due to political pressure. But who was this political figure on whose direction the police assessment was overruled? In the midst of these questions, which the political leadership of the state has to answer, rather, the Team India head coach Govt has sent out a strong message that lives of people are more important than road shows. It's an important message. Listen in.
I was never a believer that we need to have road shows. Never. When I was playing, I had the same statement to make even after winning 2007, that we should not have road shows. I think life of the people are far more important.
Okay, and we have a big update in the Bengaluru Stampede case. Viewers, cops have reached a residence of KSCA secretary, also the treasurer, also. Top sources are telling Times Now that the heat is now on the top brass of KSCA as the probe is intensifying. This is what sources are telling us. So after the 3 arrests which have been made, cops are at the top officials of the KSCA's, organization. What we know at the moment, top sources are telling us that cops had reached earlier the residence. When it comes to the Bengaluru Stampede case, the probe is intensified and cops are at the residence of the 2 top officials, that is the KSCA secretary and also the treasurer. Neha is joining us live on the broadcast. Neha, can you give us more details on this as well? So 3 arrests made and now the heat is on KSCA. Cops are at the KSCA secretary and treasurer's residences.
Well, that's right. Of course, after 3 arrests in this case of, officials from DNA networks, from officials of RCB as well, we're now seeing that the police has turned its heat here on the KSCA. Why is this so important? Because the KSCA also had a direct role here, in fact, in not really alerting the police, in not, of course, really ensuring that a massive tragedy like this, took place on the premises there of Chinnaswamy Stadium. This is also now important, of course, that yesterday we did try confronting including Mr. A. Shankar, who happens to also now, be the secretary of KSCA, but no answers really coming in from him on who is responsible. We've already pointed out earlier how the blame game, in fact, has begun, how everyone has just been pointing fingers at the other. And now with the Chief Minister Siddaramaiah also yesterday announcing that, the KSCA officials will also be rounded up or arrested at the earliest. The Bengaluru police teams have been formed, are in hot pursuit of the KSCA officials.
All right, and talking about the latest developments, viewers, so what has happened, the 3 arrests which have been made very significant, the Stampede case, we were telling you big updates also at the moment. The top sources obviously were telling us that cops are at the KSCA secretary's residence. There has been action against top police officials as well. What's the latest? If we could just give you, a short summary of what has happened. The heat is on KSCA top officials. Meanwhile, it's the police chief, the new police chief, who has also taken charge. Very, very significant developments which are happening at the moment. And, what we are saying and what it means, very significant really, as we were telling you viewers earlier, that the KSCA letter, if you could just speak about that particular letter, earlier also we had told you about it. Okay, we have another big breaking news coming in. Let's take a look at that. Fastest updates when it comes to the probe and multiple angles only on Times Now. We have accessed the KSCA letter, and that's the letter on your screens. Remember, viewers, what we were telling you earlier, sources had told us that KSCA had sought a permission to hold the event when it comes to Vidhana Saudha, and the permission was sought on 3rd itself, but the nod, the nod which comes from the side of the government had come a little late. Sagrika is on the plasma with us. She's joining us from the newsroom. She's giving us more details on the same. Sagrika, over to you. Can you take us through operative parts from this letter and what does it tell us?
Yes, so Meenakshi, this is the Karnataka State Cricket Association's letter written on the 3rd of June 2025, one day before the celebrations and the ceremony, the permission that was sought. This is in fact written to the DPAR Secretary, Department of Personnel and Administrative Reforms, Government of Karnataka, Vidhana Saudha. The subject of the letter says, and I quote, permission to use Vidhana Saudha grand steps for felicitation of RCB team and support staff. Kindly accept our sincere greetings. Okay, so the main part of the letter where it goes on to seek this permission, this goes on to prove that on behalf of the DNA Entertainment Networks, which is the event management, the KSCA is requesting to inform that after IPL 2025 finals, in case Royal Challengers wins the IPL title, DNA Entertainment Networks shall make plans for the felicitation ceremony at the Vidhana Saudha grand steps. This is to inform that the Honorable Chief Minister and Honorable Deputy Chief Minister shall be gracing the occasion and felicitating the RCB players and the support staff. The KSA is requesting that DNA Entertainment Network shall be permitted to make necessary arrangements at the Vidhana Saudha grand steps. Now, this letter, one, goes on to prove that this came in even before the RCB had won. So it says, in case the team wins, then we are requesting permission to hold a grand ceremony. The KSCA had earlier itself informed the state government that for this ceremony, it will be the Chief Minister and the Deputy Chief Minister who will be there to, felicitate the players. Now, think about it. When the cricket body now is in the dock, there are representatives of the cricket body who faced an FIR. Now imagine the cricket body goes ahead and informs the state government and tells them in clear words one day prior to the ceremony and the celebrations that the Chief Minister and the Deputy Chief Minister will be present. So this letter now is raising more questions on the role of the state government, Meenakshi.
Exactly, and questions being raised on the role of the state government. We'll keep an eye on this big story, each and every update and development coming in. As of now, we'll slip into a short commercial break. News and updates on the other side. Please don't go anywhere.